The already familiar cold touch of plastic welcomes you as you pick up the handset. The machine swallows your coin and seems to be waiting for your next move. It's unclear whether you actually have muscle memory. Right now, your finger is just drawing vaguely occult patterns in the air. Sure, why not? Muscle memory is a tricky thing. Nothing tricky about that. You just do, fail, repeat. This is the night watchman's booth. The chair is not as austere as the rest of the booth. The drawers are empty, save for old timesheets and receipts. One small box, however, does hold some cheap painkillers. They are slightly out of date. Oh boy, where to start? Elevated risk of dementia, mini strokes, prophet's disease, sudden death, hair death, erectile malfunction, critical flatulence, watery blood, black mucus, uncontrollable weeping, increased sensitivity to La Opera, inoperable joint disorder, total spinal collapse. Maybe this was a bad idea. You take the painkillers. They are yours now. You stand and exit the booth.
Mr. Dubois, every worker... That's right, Mr. Dubois. I see the socialist democratic fervor now burns in your heart, too. How can I help you today? I'm very glad to hear that, Harry. One question. You didn't actually happen to stumble in and see what's inside the apartment, did you?
There is no way to sway this man in any direction. He is unsuggestible and unswayable. Just tell the truth.
You're right, Harry. You only had to unlock the door, which you did. So we're all good here. Now let's get down to brass tacks. It's time for men like me and you to figure out who's killed who and why. Real police work is gonna start happening now. I promise you, Harry, this is gonna be good. By now, I'm sure you've figured out who the dead man was working for. The bad guys. Wild pines, sent to scare us. Another violent measure of the top hats against us flatcaps. Harry, this strike is the culmination of many, many mistakes made by the Wild Pines group. They tried to shut the strike down by sending in armed mercenaries.
You mean our victim?
A security contractor? Can you imagine that? Workers standing in peaceful protest, united in the spirit of fellowship, and they send hired killers to mow us down with machine gun fire? I'm talking beasts, hardened killers from proxy wars in Yisut, Semenine, Saramaritsa, you name it, they've done it. Raping, killing, burning villages, killing little children for the Senorita Pineapple Company, Harry. Everything they did there, they brought over here. They want to turn Revachol into a third world slum. Honestly, the only thing they didn't do is kill the village elephant. No, Harry, the elephant is metaphorical and so is the village, but the mercs and their brutality are very real. Now, I haven't personally witnessed the brutalities out there. I have the luxury of staying in my container, you see. If I need to go somewhere, they just move my container. Yes, I'm an old man, Harry. My legs aren't what they used to be. They lift my office with that big crane. It's actually very fun. You should try it. But enough about me and my fun container. The killers the company hired, I think there were 3 of them, all hardened commando types. One of them got downright suicidal, getting drunk, violent, a little rapey. Even their own negotiator couldn't control him. That's your boy, the one who likes hanging out and trees.
What makes you think the Wild Pines negotiator can't control them?
Harry, what you need to realize is, we dock workers are not pushovers. We got grit, Harry. This whole neighborhood does. Push us hard enough and we push back. And when we do, we push to kill.
An entire neighborhood of killers.
There's a militant wing inside the Union. A group of people whose duties don't involve manual labor, but peacekeeping in the neighborhood, making sure everything runs smoothly. They're like you guys. Idealistic people who want to make sure bad things don't happen. And if they already have, well, punishment must follow.
So these idealists killed our victim?
One day Titus Hardy, leader of this peacekeeping faction, comes up to me and says, "Boss, socialist democratic fervor drove us to take it upon ourselves to kill this beast that was burdening the land." He probably worded it differently, but that was the idea. Sure sounded to me like they killed him. I gave them 2 weeks paid leave and told them to lay low to avoid retaliation.
Aren't you worried we might arrest them for this?
Oh, I'm not at all worried about that. These are not the kind of men who get arrested. They're Martinez boys, tough and gritty. I'd like to see the man who takes them in. Besides, I sent my lawyer girl to look after them.
If he's just boasting, then it sure doesn't feel like that to you. He's not worried.
Oh, they are simply fine young men, all 7 of them. Exemplary union members, always working to advance their position in the local socialist democratic movement. Core members. Old Theo used to run them, but things really kicked into gear when Titus took the reins and named the group after himself. Gotta love his initiative.
Interesting. Who's second in command?
They're almost all of them great guys, born leaders. Whatever happened, I'm sure they only had the best interests of Martinez and Revachol in mind. Work with them. Hell, interview them. But don't fight them. They really are just like you. Men who like beer, women, and some order on the streets.
Separate one from the herd.
Oh, that would definitely be Fat Angus. His feet smell from a city block away, and he's always having noisy stomach troubles. Horrible, revolting guy. You would die, Harry. you would die and in the process start a bloody and completely unnecessary war between the Debardairs Union and the Citizens Militia. Angus, his ever-growling stomach, and his smelly feet are all part of the Union. You have as much right to arrest him as I have to arrest your partner here. Actually, less, because this is my hometown, my territory, and my backyard. You are a guest here, Harry. Please remember that. Oh, Harry. This is getting real grim, and there's no need for that. We are friends. But of course, it's the least I can do for my good friend Harry. I'll do it right after we've concluded this talk.
You can now go and tell Titus about this. See what he has to say.
Also, Harry, here's 5 real. I'm not giving you anything. I'm just holding out 5 real.
Needless to say, this is another move. Don't take it.
Oh, I wasn't offering it to you, just holding it out there. But I'm willing to share information. Was there anything else? How do I know? Let me tell you about these people. That's their MO. It's what they do. Last winter, some poor workers in Terminal
guys.
E went on a little strike. The company sent in Sediment, a security contractor. The strike was over the workers' right to wear protective footwear, Harry. These guys turn up and start beating people. Tell you what, Harry, I wouldn't be surprised if we got the same mercenary company after a little rebranding. And I'm sure as hell not surprised to see an army of scabs under my gates.
So you believe the scabs were organized by the security contractor?
You said it. Hell, one of those guys looks big enough to take down that proverbial elephant. Boys like that don't just happen to show up during strikes.
He's not scared of them. If anything, he likes them being here. Strange.
Mentioned the lawyer girl.
Oh, Liz is a bright one. I paid for that law degree myself, thinking it'll probably turn her all fancy. But hell, Harry, she came back a firebrand socialist. Sometimes she scares me with her zeal.
Good talk. Let's conclude.
Was it a good talk? I'm not sure we made much headway here. I was hoping we'd bust the case wide open. Heck, I even wanted to tell you what I really want to achieve with the strike. I don't know what happened, Harry. I wanted you to feel like Mr. Martinez. And of course, I also wanted you to find your gun. But it's like I can't completely trust you. Yet.
Yet?
Yes, Harry. It's like I can't fully trust you if you're not a man of the left. I want to, but I just can't.
He's been hurt too much in the past by men who aren't social democrats.
I'm not a man from the left. I'm a patriot of Revachol. You're right not to trust me. I take care of me. I'm a hustler. I grind. I'm a money engineer. What's that supposed to mean? I am more left than you are. This is another corrupt scheme, isn't it? I am neither left nor right. I do what my heart tells me to do. You're right not to trust me. I take care of me. I'm a hustler. I grind. I'm a money engineer.
Perfect, Harry. That's perfect. My version of the left is not against the companies. It's with the companies. Honestly, what I have in mind is a business proposal. A left-wing business proposal, but still...
And what would this entail?
Once again, I require nothing unethical or illegal of you. You just need to get 2 little signatures on this piece of paper, and then mail it to my accountant in La Delta.
What are the signatures
I'm
for?
glad you asked, Harry. The Union is going to build a modern youth centre in Martinez. It will be righteous. We're gonna get those teenagers off drugs and on roller skates.
Roller skating, not drugs, Harry. You like this.
There's a nameless little street on the coast with some old houses around it. Most people have already signed. I just need 2 more signatures to get this mission off the ground, Harry.
Where is this place exactly?
On the coast, Harry, across the canal. There's a cul-de-sac there, a little village they're calling it. A gloomy place. You'll find it. I trust your detective skills, Harry.
Water drips from the eaves. A woman looks at her freshly tarred skiff. There's a pair of cavalry boots under the fish in the box, and the wind howls like a vicious spirit.
What will happen to the current occupants?
They are just gonna have to deal with the construction noise for 6 months, and then they'll be living like kings. Right next to a fancy new youth centre, designed by the best architects from Stella Marie.
Kim, what do you think of this?
It depends. I don't think what we just got from Mr. Clare was very useful.
But, he thinks, it's your...
As I said, it weighs on me heavily. But once we get really talking, well, I'm gonna hand you the keys to Martin A's, and maybe even help you figure out who's behind this killing.
Fine. If I happen to be there, I'll ask them.
You bring joy to my heart, Harry. Such a pleasure to be working with you. Here. You need to get signatures from Isabel Sadie and Lillian Carter. The cul-de-sac is right past the pawn shop and across the canal. I hear there is some trouble with the water lock, but they should fix it by Wednesday morning.
Okay.
Once you have the signatures, mail this to 13022 La Rocca in La Delta. Then I know we can do business together.
Did it? Everyone, I turned it off.
What?
The shady brew, you told me to make it even shadier. I did it. It had alcohol in it, now there's no alcohol.
Did I? Well done then, Harry. I like not knowing about it, and I'm sure you made the right call. I spend the whole day delegating tasks, and it's a great relief to see people taking initiative. I don't even want to know what all of that means. Brew, shady, alcohol, turned off. I'm gonna let the world surprise me.
Alright, I'm gonna leave now, but we might talk later.
See you soon, Debardeur. Just kidding, but not too much.
We've got a white envelope with a stamp attached to the upper right corner. Inside some legal documents with 2 names printed on them. Isabel Sadie and Lillian Carter. Both signatures are
You
required.
take the legal documents out of the envelope. A 12 to 40 month construction period and the zoning plan in the addendum.
Look at the zoning plan.
The youth center cuts into the ocean like the bow of some great modern ship. Apparently, it's going to cover most, if not all, of the street and the square between the existing houses. It's 3 stories tall.
What do you think of this, Kim?
I'm no property lawyer, but it looks fine. I like the print size. They're not selling or leasing anything. It's not the perfect solution, but...
Level up my logic a little. Perception.
You take the legal documents out of the envelope.
42%?
A 12 to 40 month. There doesn't seem to be anything of interest here. No fine print.
Alright. Let's head on out. Anything else left to say?
Oh,
Easy,
hey,
Leo.
mister. I knew you'd be back to talk with old Leo here. Yes, I did. No trouble at all, mister.
Get 2 signatures. Find Kuno's dad. Prove your authority. Find people across the way. Need speed. Sing karaoke. Find 20 real. We haven't done that yet. Find a way into the secret passage. Find booze and drink it. Skip out the fridge. Asking about the troves in the trash. Who else? And those hidden tasks. Oh, well, maybe there's more. We can talk to Kuno. It was all the way around the back where we had opened the door. We can
You're
explore that
back
area.
before the cargo container. Its drawer has... And
persuade the door to open. Interact with that. That's obviously close enough to interact with. No. Let's get out of here. Is there... Did we pass this check?
Yes?
Nothing. Sorry, Kim. Get out of the way.
The file cabinet. Remember, Leo, all items on the
Yeah,
drawer.
we found it.
Slide.
Found Leo's note. Talk to you.
Hola, Wandering Man.
You only got the Hardy Boys?
Los Ardis? They're an independent militant group. A bit too high-strung, but it comes with the responsibility. They're sort of like you. Preserve the rule of law and all that. Except it's Everard's law. But really, they're just like you.
Is he actually comparing you, an officer of the law, to some neighborhood vigilantes? The man whispers a jaunty tune. A code.
Goodbye. Money.
A lorry stuck. The windows are clear. They've been recently.
Da, 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 da. This tune is so good that they claim it
The
on the
woman still has
DMCA.
her eyes fixed on the photograph in her hands. No response. Wherever, nothing. No. This one, no response. Nothing. No. Nothing.
Grandma?
No.
No, nothing. Auto save. Oh yeah, there was this lady around here that we need to speak to. She's also probably got a bit of information for us.
Just an ordinary wall. Nothing.
Conceptualization. Balcony with a view of the yard and the hanging. That smoker there could be a witness. Let's talk to him.
You see a young man on a balcony nursing a cigarette. His eyes have been following you for a while.
Not looking for any trouble, officer.
But it's cold. The shirt hangs unbuttoned on his frame. Why are you whispering? It sounds like you're already in trouble. No trouble for me. I just want to know what's going on here.
I don't want to be seen talking to the gendarmerie if that's okay. I just want to finish my cigarette.
It's the god of cigarettes and youth. Ask him if he's got anything to spare. Don't let him go. This could be your witness. The balcony has a great view of the whole thing.
Well, can I at least have a cigarette?
Apologies, but this is my last one.
The god himself has denied you absolution.
I'm not sure that's a good idea.
You're right. Obviously a bad idea. Forget I said anything.
As you wish.
Actually, really needs
Is
to
it
talk to
really
you.
that important?
Like a nervous cat, He keeps stealing looks at the neighboring windows.
All right, but make it quick. Once I finish this cigarette, I have to run.
By God, this young man has the body of a decathlete. His lithe form was practically made for vaulting over the high bar.
Well, do you train? Can you tell me your name? Looks like you got a good view of the whirling backyard. Can you tell me anything about the hanging?
I can tell that you finally got him down. Thank you. It was quite a disturbing sight, even by Martinet's standards.
What were you doing last Sunday?
Oh. You already asked me that, didn't you? No, not you two. Some more muscular type.
And when did you speak to this more muscular gentleman?
Last week? I don't know. Look,
You didn't answer the question.
I had a friend over.
Kind of
He was my
friend.
Sunday friend.
A Sunday friend. How intriguing. Makes sense. Friends are nice on Sunday. You don't have to work. You can just spend time with pals, watching rugby and drinking beer.
What's your friend's real name? Did he see something?
He doesn't reply, gesturing no with his cigarette. In the neighboring windows, someone hides behind a curtain. Those windows have eyes, and those eyes are watching, spying on you three.
Son, do you train?
Occasionally. Why?
You on the track team?
No. I just like to look good.
I get it, nothing wrong.
He gives you a honeyed smile before shaking off the cigarette ash.
You need to get inside this apartment building. Can you help me?
Help you? No, sorry, gendarme. I have to run.
Can you tell me your name?
My name? My name is Martin Martinez.
Martin Martinez? Good local name. Let's go with that.
No. We won't. Now, if you'll excuse me, I really need to get going.
Convince him to stay.
Time to bring out your secret charm. Tears and begging. Show him your emotional side. Throw yourself before his very
Do you want me
feet
to
like
cry?
a...
No, for God's sake, I don't want you to cry. Listen, I really have to go.
Ah, there it goes. Wasted. You would have gotten at least a few good drags out of it.
Good luck with the investigation.
He walks away. Ah, there's a penis in the door.
He's gone.
You should run after him, see where he went.
No point in running. Tenements like these often have multiple exits. If he doesn't want to talk to us, then he'll know how to hide himself.
You're right, he probably didn't have anything important to say anyway.
He could be a witness. Him or his Sunday friend. Either way, we need to look into that muscular type who's asking about our case. There has to be a way of getting inside the building. Let's go check out the door near the pier again. Once we found a way in, we can ask around for his apartment.
Must be another way in. The splattered bullet hole on the wall.
The spread pattern of these bullet holes makes your chest ache. Your breath grows heavier.
It's now close.
You peer into the faded marks in the stone. They peer back like an endless row of tiny black holes. Sweat starts trickling down your brow.
This is bad mojo, man! Fucking horrible mojo! The end draws near!
Your chest feels tight looking at them. It's closing in, caving in, ever tighter. Your breathing grows even heavier.
You okay there?
Yeah, I'm okay.
You were looking pale there for a second. What are you looking
What's
at?
all these bullet holes? I've seen a lot of them around.
Remnants from the revolution. These are over half a century old.
Is there something we should do about these?
No, we are not constructors and renovators. And these bullet holes do not warrant an investigation.
Okay, what can you tell me about the revolution?
Not much. I don't have a fresh perspective on it.
Yeah, let's go. We can go in a door. Where is this taking us? No one knows. What is this? Some more magnesium. Oh, suitcase full of clothes. Guests are staying over. Can I eat the magnesium? Not easily. A book titled The Hidden World of Walking Sticks lies open. You can always feel the warmth of the red sun from the flag.
This is the flag of Revachol, the suzerainty.
What's with the sun?
This isn't just one sun, but there are little suns dancing around the big sun. This is the sevenfold sun miracle.
What's the sevenfold sun miracle?
It's an optical atmospheric anomaly the first settlers saw. Happens in cold weather. 6 small suns around the big one. This complex halo phenomena is how old Revachol got its flag. It is but one of the many strange optic atmospheric phenomenon of this wondrous archipelago. You're sure you once saw sundogs in your youth, and blue flares.
The old suzerain flag.
Mm-hmm. The tenant is an old-fashioned guy.
Bow down before the flag.
The lieutenant does not bow to the flag. It accepts your salute with quiet dignity. It is not my flag, he thinks. My flag is the signal blue of the zone of control. It's clear you like the hard stuff, Brota.
The what? Sounds like my stomach growling.
Evening falls. The time has come to take the vow.
Vows?
The vows of blood and flesh.
What is my lower intestine going on about?
Lower intestine? The term is metabolic and circulatory
Okay,
system.
but what's the hard stuff?
Fascism, Brota.
Feed to the... Okay, stomach. I've made up my mind about fascism. What is fascism, though?
Many things, but it's mostly about quit stalling, Bruta.
What?
Yes, worm.
Worm.
That's stomach
Hey,
truth.
stomach.
You're going to keep your voos, right? Keep your voos, Brota.
Absolutely not.
There's a slow, painful. It is one of
Betrayed my stomach.
a row of mugs sits on the shelf. Each one depicts a human figure. A dark-skinned woman grinning amidst mysterious symbols. A broad-shouldered man shoveling potatoes, and others
mugs.
a little ring. Though cheerful, the images on the ceramic make you vaguely uncomfortable. The images betray a lack of interest in human beings. They are merely unflattering
What do you
caricatures.
mean uncomfortable?
The owner of these mugs doesn't like people of other ethnicities very much.
So what, they can think what they want. This is a free world. Thanks, good to know. I have no opinion on this. Typical asshole.
This person is unhappy. The lieutenant picks up one of the mugs.
I'm beginning to feel better about breaking into this man's apartment.
Whip out your yellow mug and compare.
Yes, your broken mug friend would feel very much at home here. The same humor, the same mocking lines.
There's the missing tin soldier. Whoever lives here might have used the Whirling's container to dump his trash. And now they've drawn the ire of the Union. The plot thickens, as they say.
An interesting little clue. Let's see where this goes. Clues have a way of magically connecting to other clues down the road. Perhaps you should break into apartments more often.
Do you really think it's the same person who put the dead man's clothes in the trash?
Who knows? I'm not expecting too much from this clothes in the trash lead either way. It might turn out to be some random local matter, but still, a nice coincidence.
Let's move on. Whoever lives here admires fair-haired fantasy heroes with big muscles. We got a nice dress shirt. It is much better than our white tank top. Yeah. +1 logic. Good with numbers. Pressed and spotless gleaming white, the kind of serious men wear. A serious intersolary officers, not yet piss-soaked or cum-stained. Good to know. Thanks, white shirt. It was a racist that the dock people are after.